rin sa mga iba pang ahensya ng gobyerno na itong mga hindi magpo-comply na kumpanya will be blacklisted under the City Engineering's Office and Office of the Building Official. So ano ang epekto noon? Hindi po sila bibigyan ng permit. So if you're going to hire said contractors who are not following simple rules and actually ministerial obligation to government. So we'd like to inform you guys, and especially the public, people of Manila. As of today, through the effort and guidance given to our City Treasurer's Office to issue SOA or a statement of assessment. A statement of account, statement of account to those involved in 315 flood control projects worth over and above 255 million pesos. A statement of account issued by the City Treasurer's Office for contractors tax under our tax code, or local tax code. However, contractor tax for 9 flood control projects worth 8,095,351 pesos and 67 centavos have only been paid by the respective contractors. Sabihin, after natin mag-file ng kaso and i-SOA yung mga contractor na yun, meron ng 8 milyon ang nagbayad sa siyudad ng Maynila. The flood control projects identified by the Office of City Treasurer were from 2004 carry over 2025 projects, as well as prior years projects. So that is remember the 2022-2023, based on the isumbong sa Pangulo.ph website. The basis of our documents and data came from the Office of the President. The city government has issued already notices to the contractors of 305 flood control projects that remain delinquent in the statement of their contractor's tax obligation. So, siyempre, kami hanggat maaari, dinidiplomasya namin sila as we have done in the past, as much as we can. But if hindi sila tumugon sa kanilang obligasyon sa lungsod ng Maynila, we have no recourse but also to file charges against them, as like what happened last week. And we only act on the basis of evidence. Kaya ayoko naman na alam ko ang taong bayan nalilito sa dami ng ingay, personalidad, kanya-kanyang salitaan. We want to be surgical with our action. As long as we have evidence, we file cases, whoever they are, whether they are contractors or agencies of government, or sino man na politiko, and so on and so on. Now, just for the update on the outcome of the notices. 86 notices received by personal service. 12 notices served but refused to be received. I wish them good luck. Sayang naman. Binibigyan ka na ng due process. Hindi ka pa tumutugon. 3 notices not delivered due to address change and will be delivered to the new address if found. Ibig sabihin, biglang nangawala itong mga kumpanya ito sa stated address nila. But we'll find a way. 192 notices being delivered via LBC. Kasi malalayo yung mga lugar. Siya din topic ng Senate investigation. Paano nakakapag-give yung mga ibang kumpanya kung galing sila sa bundok ng tralala. 12 notices made via bill post. Here are all the SOA of all those listed under the isumbong mo sa Pangulo.ph. So lahat ang SOA din. Okay. For answer your questions. So now, let me be clear about this to those subject company. What will happen if you don't comply with the city government's action? Anyway, it's your obligasyon na nila na bayaran nila yung contractor's tax. It is also computed in their projects. They know it very well. Because it's a universal, most likely, rule or ordinance and tax code of different LGU. What will happen? We'll give them ample time to respond, to act the way that those 9 projects already complied with the SOA and paid the city. Tutulong kami sa panawagan ng Pangulo at saka ng DPWH na i-ban, i-blacklist, and we'll request blacklisting of this company to DPWH. Yung susunod na action nun, depende na sa DPWH. Or what will be the action of the city with regard to those companies? Yun naman, yung aming kakayanan. We will make sure, and at least ito yung maganda ng paalala at babalarin sa mga iba pang ahensya ng gobyerno na itong mga hindi magpo-comply na kumpanya will be blacklisted under the City Engineering's Office and Office of the Building Official. So ano ang epekto noon? Hindi po sila bibigyan ng permit. So if you're going to hire said contractors who are not following simple rules and actually ministerial obligation, sa totoo lang, napakaliit na salapi o pera due, accrued already for the city, hindi na sila makapaghahanap buhay sa Maynila. At magandang babalagin ito sa private sector. Baka kasi i-hire yung mga contractor na ito. Bago kayo mag-hire, check nyo muna kung blacklisted ba sila sa City Engineering Office and Office of the Building Official. Because not until they fulfill their obligation to the city, saka lang namin ililip yung kanilang blacklisting sa city government. So, we will complain before the DPWH office through the leadership of Secretary Vince Dizon. And as you all know, Secretary Vince Dizon already manifested and made a statement as a matter of policy, those earring companies or contractors will be blacklisted. So in our own little way as a city government of Manila, we will help if these people will not comply to their obligation to the city government of Manila and people of Manila. So yan ang mangyayari sa kanila. Eh buti na nandiyan kayo, kaya namin kayo ipinatatawag para na sa ganun to send the message to them. Now it's up for them to act on the matter. With regard to, past due na yung iba, Yorme, hindi sila, sila ba ay may penalties and surcharges and interest? Because they did not comply with their obligation. Maaari, pero, the good thing about the city of Manila today, since July 1, through the airport of the Sangguniang Panglungsod, also come up with general amnesty program. Your city government issued a 6-month general amnesty program. So, if I were them, it is cheaper to pay today than the after the prescribed period. Kasi, alam mo, malaki-laki yan. Lolo po yan, baka maging billion bigla yan. Dahil sa non-compliance. Sila ba'y makatatakbo? Sila ba'y makapagtatago? Pag nakita namin talaga yung bad intent ng ownership, they might face criminal charges. Ngayon, obligasyon pa lang yung hinihingi namin. Ang repercussion ng performance of it, ay yung negosyo nila malilimitahan. Pag sila'y nakapagmatigasan, we have no recourse but to go after them. Legally may face criminal charges. Third, we are now finalizing with regard to GLC. After filing criminal complaints against them, we are now finalizing our claim, civil claim, with regard to our property damaged by the said contract. So yun po ang update ginagawa ng inyong pamahalang lungsod ng Manila. And I'm happy to answer your questions. Yes.
Good afternoon po, Your Honor. Luisito Santos from GMA. Clarification lang po, 315 flood control projects. Ilan po yung contractor na may usapan? Ilan po yung initial?
More or less about a little less than 100. Kasi some have multiple contracts. Some. Like Chelsea, for that matter, and all other. Meron sila mga multiple contracts with the DPWH, horizontal and vertical projects.
So, ilan na po yung, binanggit nyo po 8 million na po yung na-collecta mula sa 255 million na obligasyon ng mga
total obligation.
Ilan po yung mga contractor na nakapagbayad na? Or siyam na company. Anong taon po ulit yung sa akin?
There are so many years. Basta this is between 2022 to 2005 done. Sabihin, as like I have presented to you before, under the sumbong ko sa Pangulo.ph website, may mga natapos na. We are going after them. Meron naman mga ongoing na kailangan naman nilang talagang tuplin yung kanilang obligasyon sa lungsod ng Manila.
Yung 315, may ongoing, meron tapos na, mainit ko yung usapin ng ghost project eh. Meron bang mga ghost? Mga hindi
Wala pa kami nakikita. Pero to confirm if it is substandard or not, I will let the scientists and specialists to assess that. And I think I don't want to disturb Senate hearing because they're doing a very good job already. So not to create more noise with different voices, I'll let the Senate, for that matter, do their job. And so far, as like one Filipino, bilang isang Pilipino, hindi bilang isang mayor, at katulad ng ibang mga Pilipino, so far, I can only speak for myself. I'm happy on what they're doing in the Senate with regard to finding out whether it is gross or substandard. Because I do believe that whether they are politicians or government agencies, they will going to be charged. But for now, what we're after is if we have evidence, confirmed evidence, present under our hand, we'll make sure. Wala nang lip service. We just pursue the way we've been doing for the past 2 weeks. Because that's supposed to the way, and that's the only way, and that's the proper way to do it. Kaya hanggat maaari, kaya namin kayo iniimbitahan para na sa ganon, paglabas nito, o kung sino man yung particular na kumpanya taong involved dito, pero dinidiplomasya na tayo ng Maynila, tugtin na natin itong huli natin. But if not nga, halimbawa, matigasan, kami naman, ready naman kami na to seek legal remedy.
Bakit lumubo yung ng 255 million? Di ba bago kapagsimula ng project, di ba dapat yung obligasyon na inuwi? Tama po ba? Paano po may process ng...
Ang galing mo.
Paano lumubo yun? Tapos 2020?
Kasi nasanay sila na walang gobyerno sa Maynila. And you're right. Maybe nobody went or go after that. Ang mahirap nito, yung ordinaryong pamilya magpapagawa ng 30 metro kwadrado na bahay, up and down. Sinisingil ng contractor's tax, hinihinga ng zoning permit, hinihinga ng building permit. Kaya yung naalala nyo yung sinabi ko, the sauce for the gander will be the sauce for the goose. It's just that maybe, and I agree with you, that is only the same question in my mind, bakit lumobo ito? Wala siguro talagang pamahalaan na ipinagmalasakit ang kanyang mamamayan. Kaya nagka-laki-laki ito pera ito. But then again, those are the things of the past. We move on. We try to move on a very narrow road without abusing our rights as citizens just by accusing somebody through verbal statement. But we try to go to that path, look into the details, find evidence of negligence. Whoever they are, we're gonna pursue legally. Kahit na nanggigigil tayo, alam mo, siyempre ngayon, limasin ko pagaling ko yung damdamin ng tao. Pero pag sobra na ingay, baka malito tayo lahat. O kami, bilig ko sa city engineering, sa building official, sa city treasurer, go after them on what is due to the city and what is rightfully, correct way or correct manner that these people, individuals, politicians or not, government agencies or not, right, not they have to follow the rules, universal rules, not only effective in Manila, but in our case, we wanted to implement across. Sure, then you're next. Yes, please.
Nasa lang, dun sa higit isang na contractor na hinahanting huli niya dahil hindi rin bayad ang obligasyon nila sa gobyerno ng Maynila. May kasama ba doon yung kumpanya pag-aari ng Sara Vizcaya?
Yes. Yeah.
Ilang projects yung hawak nila?
A good sum of numbers. I'm sorry?
Magkano po yung involved doon sa project na hawak ng mga Vizcaya sa
Well, more or less, roughly about 3 billion pesos. Billion. Okay. Yes.
Nabanggit niyo po kanina na just in case hindi sila mag-comply, mabablacklisted sila. What if magbago po sila ng business name o company name?
Good question. That's why I told you, kung sila'y pagmatigasan. And the best way to circumvent the law is to what? Retire the business and put up a new business. One, I think by this time, Pickup already took note of the manifestations of the senators with regard to qualifications of contractors. So it's going to be hard for them to start again. That's one. Ayun yung pinapanood ko eh. Kung pinakikinggan nyo lang maigi kung saan patungo yung Senado. And I think Pickup will now be, maybe practicing new rules, no, to safeguard with regard to accrediting and giving category to contractors or companies contracting in the government and private sector. That's one. Two, sabi ko nga sa iyo, alam mo, hanggat may batas kaming makikita para mapapanagot yung personalidad ng kumpanya. While it is true that it is a juridical personality, corporation, and the life of that juridical person dies when it retires. I don't know, I'm no lawyer, but if I remember it right, pagka i-retire nila, wala na yung juridical person, but there's somebody who run it, which is a human being. These are personalities. Yun yung pwede namin mahabol. Pwede pa rin naman. But I'll cross the bridge when I get there. But for the meantime, whatever law is available today, for them to comply, just throw the books to them. Okay.
Sir, dun sa mga proyekto ng Diskaya family, saang district po ito?
Halo-halo.
Halo-halo. Anong company specifically? Kasi they have 9
Yeah. Halo-halo rin.
Among them, sir, is St. Timothy.
Iba-iba rin. Among the names is St. Timothy.
St. Timothy. Alright. Mayor, pwede niyo po ba ipaliwanag sa akin yung konsepto ng contractor's tax? Paano po ba siya binabayaran? At what stage of the project implementation or construction siya dapat kinokolekta?
Magaganda yung mga tanong nyo. Hindi, totoo. Natutuwa naman ako. Good question. Okay. Under our tax code, 82.6%. 82.5% of 1%. So ano pong ibig sabihin no? Let's just 82.5% of 1%. So let's put that into real numbers. That is 82,000 pesos, 8,250 pesos per million. Kasi ang capacity to tax, yung magbuwis ng lokal, ay mga limited yan eh. Hindi naman yan what you call regulatory fees and so on and so forth. But in this case, ito contractor's tax, ito ang formula. 82.5% of 1%. Now, if you have 100 million, hindi ang babayaran mo lang no magka. Kasi sa 1 million, 8,250. Tama ba? Kasi ang 1% na 1 million is 10,000.
Yes.
Okay, correct niyo ako, baka maming ako. I don't mind being corrected. So, 82.5% of 10,000 is 8,250. Now, if you have 100 million, that is only 82,500. It's very, no. 800,000. 800,000. 800.
Basta yun.
Basta yun.
Over 800.
Over 800. Basta yun. So pag 10 million, 82,000 lang. A very minuscule. And I wonder, and I like your questioning, bakit hindi ito tinutupad? Eh kasama naman yan sa pakete. Building permit, regulatory fees, clearances, and contractor's tax. Now, that is a question of the past. Ibig sabihin, di ko alam, ayoko naman na dikdikin pa yung mga nakaraan. Kung sila'y ginawa nila yung trabaho nila, hindi.
Wala nang kalkalan.
Wala nang kalkalan. Ano naman na eh. Ano lang yan. Baka mapagkalawang ka pa ng politika. O ngayon ito, we'll show you how it is being done properly by the city government.
Apo. Sir, follow up lang po dun
Sure.
sa projects na yun. So, aside from the contractors tax, sa palagay niyo po, saan nagkakaroon ng challenge? Is it the collection? Is it yung paghahabol sa kanila? Meron ba?
Good. Simply because they don't apply construction and building permit. Now,
So, lahat yun, sir, hindi nag-apply na.
wala. Kaya nga sinuwa ko eh. Wala at all. Wow. Lahat. Even yung mga nahuli natin na current. Wala. Wala talaga. Now, having said that, what is the bad effect of this? Well, let's just say pumping station. So, horizontal and vertical yan. Tama? Do they need permit to construct? Yes. Now, in the absence of permit, hindi ngayon makakapag-apply sa Meralco yung pumping station simply because wala silang building permit. So, anong epekto sa taong bayan? Kaya makakakita ka doon sa Damka, sa Damka area, sa District 6, makakakita ka ng pumping station na di baterya. Di baterya eh.
Totoo yun.
Oh, bakit di baterya? Para namin nalaman. Kung di nag-freezing, sa nervyos ko, sa awa ko sa Damka, yung kasi ang una ko tinatawagan lagi, kamusta yung Santa Mesa? Kamusta yung Santa Mesa? Kasi sila lagi, yung Damka area, ang laging pinapasok ng San Juan River tuwing may bagyo. Many instances. So that's why, naggawa sila ng pumping station doon, hindi sila kumuha ng building permit, o yung generator, walang baterya, hindi ngayon makatakbo yung pumping station. Anong sinita namin, bumili ng bago, o tumakbo ngayon. Eh ba't hindi na lang lagyan, siguro the next question in your mind, ba't hindi na lang lagyan ng kuryente ng Meralco? Kasi Meralco, in its right mind, will not allow a facility without building permit. Yun ang masamang epekto ng walang mga building permit. Kaya, nangyayari ngayon, pag tinignan nyo doon, di baterya. Saka lang nung matatakbo yung baterya, tumakbo yung pumping station sa Damka. Kawawa naman yung mga taga-Damka.
Sir, last from my end. Aside from the Diskaya family, yung mga other contractors like Wawaw, yung mga tinatawag sa Senate, alin doon, sir, or meron din mga ibang companies that outside the Diskaya family na meron din SOA?
I will, for purposes of transparency, I will send you the copy of those issued by the city government. Sige, ano tayo po, no? May listahan naman yan, plus the amount. In fact, meron kaming general list on how many. But I'll give you that detail. Yung sige, mag-name tayo, mag-ano tayo, random tayo.
Pinakamarami ni Mayor. Saka yung
hindi,
sa
kasi
Diskaya.
300 plus. Hindi, I'll give you a copy para kayo na mag-dissect. Dito, let's just say 525, 525, 525 construction, Almen, Salonga, Arpon, Amities, ayan, double 12, 8J, Liencio. So, yan yung mga companies na pag mapapansin mo, ito, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Page 4 pa lang, 8, GLC. Yung napailan ng kaso. Bibigyan namin kayo ng kopya ngayon before you go. Para makikita nyo rin who paid o hindi pa nagbabayad. Kasi may nota naman dito. And how much?
Per project po yan or per contract?
Per project. Kasi contractor's tax based on contract.
Paano pala sir yung mga already na blacklist na ng DPWH?
They still have to pay. Because as I have said early on, the word that I mentioned, accrued, due. You cannot hide with that. We will not tolerate. That's why we're taking action in such a manner that is more, I think, within the limits of the law.